Good morning. It is Thursday, May 20th, and I'm doing a little tour of the garden this morning. So we're walking down the pathway here. My elderberry is just popping off. This is its time of year to bloom, and it's absolutely gorgeous. Look at these beautiful blossoms. So this elderberry hasn't really produced berries abundantly. It certainly has a few berries after it's done flowering, so we'll see what happens this year. I think it's fourth year here in this spot, but it's a beautiful color. What else do we have blooming here this morning? We have our beautiful avens. These I kind of just put in the perennial side of things. These were all volunteers last year, and so I put them in place, and they're just giving us a bunch of fun color spots. Got a poppy all the way down at the end there I'll get closer to. My beautiful sages. This one's blooming right now. I've got a lot of sedum because these are so easy to grow, and a beautiful perennial. I've got those all over the place as well. And then there's my beautiful lupin. I've got a pink one and a purple one, and about 100 volunteers from last year in the other garden. I had no idea this was going to come back so beautifully this year. This is my poppy, and it's struggling a little bit here in this pot, but the flowers sure are pretty. I've got some snapdragons from last year. Didn't know those were going to come back. That's really fun. And here's my new addition to the garden this year. So I have a little bit of everything in here. And I'm going to cultivate it every year with more perennials. I transferred my rosemary, and I've got a lavender here. And then all the way down here, there's another sedum. And then all the way down here, I put in, I call it an African sage. It has these beautiful purple fronds that come out. Just a beautiful addition to the garden. So those were all transferred from the lower hillside here. As you can see, this hillside here, I had at one point tried to put in a garden, but nature was stronger than me. There's one lavender left, and I haven't been able to get that one out because it's so large. But here's my dirt that I'm cultivating to put in my raised beds. We're going to work on putting in the amendments today, till that all together, and then we're going to tractor that up and put that in my raised beds. And then this whole section right here, I'm going to put in cantaloupe, my melons, corn, and that's going to be an abundant crop this year. Nico and I put in this beautiful pebble walkway. I set up my lights last night. I didn't stay up to see if they were gonna turn on or not. They're little solar lamps, so we'll see if they work again this year. So this will be fun to see how this all pops off this summer. At the end of last year, I threw a bunch of calendula seeds down in front of the daffodils, and they are taking off. See all these beautiful little orange flowers? That's all calendula. And the really fun part about calendula is it'll seed again for next year, and I'll always have calendula in this spot. My beautiful little color carnations there. And then this is just a row of celosia. These are little guys that I've put in. The slugs have been very aggressive, eating on some of these. So I've had to replace a bunch, which isn't unusual with flower starts. A lot of them are taking off really well, but Some of them are struggling. We'll have plenty. There's quite a few of them here. So my goal is to just put nothing but perennials in the yard. So every year it's just more and more beauty and ease of care. I have 2 huge lavender bushes that I put in here. And here's my big, huge purple lupin. But I just want you to see what it did last year. I let it all go to seed. There are all of these volunteer lupin everywhere. Just little guys that have germinated in the wood chips here. And I don't know what I put in that pot. Anyway, so what I did the other day was pulled a bunch of them out and put them in little starter cups. So those will be lupins that I can either give to people or put somewhere else in the garden. So I've got lilies everywhere, and man, oh man, are they getting ready to pop off. They've all got their flower buds starting to poke out, and it is just going to be an amazing flower year. I have volunteers of this showing up, and I am going to not remember what it's called right this minute. But these are really fun to put into flower arrangements for little color spots. I put campanula throughout the garden here just to give it some color. These guys are getting heavy. I have already fed all my tulips with some bulb food, and these are all lilies as well that are just gonna explode. I've got my dahlias all in already, and they are just growing like crazy. I am so excited. I think they're going to be amazing this year. They didn't do so great last year. It was their first year. Little Sweet William found its way into that pot there. Oh heck, what is the name of that stuff? I'll remember it here soon. These are all my daylilies. And those are fun when they start going. Their flowers only last a day, hence the name daylily. My gracious neighbor Laura had an abundance of stock, so I planted, I don't know, I think 200 stock in here. So that's going to be awesome. I need to put up a netting so when they start to grow they don't fall over. This is just a free-for-all. I'm not sure. I've got a bunch of different things in here, plus the weeds. I've got my apple tree here, which is beautiful. It's doing great. I've got a bunch of apples on there. It's a Honeycrisp. And my fig tree is absolutely overflowing with figs this year. And they're on here soon enough that they're going to ripen in time. I've got 5 fig trees on the property. One here, and one over in the corner over there next to my new beehives. And then I have 3 that I've put all the way over in my food forest across the way over there. All the way on the other side of the property. Got all my berries. I just put in 3 olive trees. I have 2 apple trees over there, 2 nectarines. This is where we've let the yard go wild. It is not easy to cut, and Ray hasn't been able to do his tractoring this year yet. This is passion flower that I got from my daughter's yard. I've got 2 of them, and I'm thrilled to see that they're taking off. I want them to trellis up over this cattle panel. Got larkspur that's coming in here. Looking forward to seeing what that looks like. Don't have anything down here yet, or this lane. Still waiting to see what comes of things. And my iris has been doing really great. Here's my other fig tree. I put these beautiful guys in that large new garden and I think it was getting too wet, so I decided to move them over here. Hope I don't regret it. They're gonna be probably turn into large bushes, hard to say. All my iris, they're still blooming like crazy. This is my perennial sunflower. I'm gonna regret putting these in here because these things, they travel and they will eventually be everywhere. So I'm gonna regret it. I have no doubt. And probably be pulling it out for the rest of my eternity here. I've got yarrow like crazy mixed in with my peonies, and they're starting to pop. See my beautiful peonies and my yarrow. I feel like this part of the garden needs to get fed a little bit. Here's my beautiful irises. They're starting to fade, but man, have they been amazing this year. Like, off the charts amazing. I've never seen irises so tall and just continuing to flower like this. Then there's our amazing strawberry patch. We've got our grapes coming in over there. We've got two different types of grapes. And the strawberries are going to be amazing this year. They had so many flowers. They didn't do well last year. They say it takes 3 years to really get strawberries to come in well. And I think that's true. The raspberries are volunteering and coming up. Over here on this side, they have wandered and traveled. So they definitely take over, just like the raspberries, or blackberries. Here's some of my other peonies. And my sweet William. I put in, germinated those seeds last year. This is a perennial, which is fun. This will keep coming back every year. And I have a pink variety down here that I did not know that was in here, so that's super pretty. Look at that beautiful flower. And I think these are all Sweet William volunteers that have seeded from last year. And this is a black-eyed Susan. So, you know, things are on top of each other, but that's okay. I think it makes it more fun that way. And then these are my stargazer lilies. Oh my gosh, when these come in, it's amazing. They smell so good. I whacked back the lilac really good. It needed a good old haircut. It's been there for like 30 years. There's a lot of dead in it. So I want to give the new growth a chance to come through. See what it does next year. All our blueberries are just chock full of blueberries. So that'll be fun when those ripen and come in. We're getting ready to power wash our back patio. It gets icky every winter. Here's one of my bouquets that I did yesterday. It's got my purple delphinium. Very proud of. Took me a few years to get that. Got some purple lilac. I've got my campanula, my lupin, my iris. Sorry, I think I said lilac, didn't mean that. I'm shocked at how well irises do as fresh cut flowers. I thought for sure they would just go once they were cut, but they're doing pretty good. I have memories of Lily of the Valley. When I was little, my mom had Lily of the Valley in the garden. So I had to get some of those. My hostas keep coming back every year. I've got those in pots. I don't have a lot of shade in the yard, so. And these are a type of fuchsia. They're a perennial. And they've got a fun little flower. Just put these in pots because, again, I don't have a lot of shade. But those look like fun. Thought I'd give those a try this year. My begonias are all coming up. Those are not easy to grow. They're very, like, fragile. So I've got them all in the pots here. This whole area right here, oh my gosh, it used to be, I think, one bush, two at the most, and it keeps reseeding and just continuing to make more versions of itself, which is fine. It likes it there. So yeah, that's the tour of the front yard. I have creeping thyme here I want to put somewhere, I'm not sure yet. And periwinkle. I remember periwinkle as a kid in my yard, but it needs a little more shade and not direct sunlight, so again, I'm not sure exactly where I'm going to put that yet.